Bulldog Nation, you are now going to witness, watch, and listen to the best podcast in the league. Get set for a wild ride with From the Hill Podcast, featuring Wayne Cartwright, Damian Green, Tanarius Gooden, David Thomas, Jennifer Murray, and Corey Williams. Don't miss out. Subscribe now to From the Hill Podcast. It's time to turn up the excitement and make some noise.
Yo, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another great show. Hey, what's up, fellas? You good?
What's going on, man? I'm great.
Pretty good over
man.
here in Charlotte.
Hey, that's all good. Hey, we getting close to Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
and you know the weather is changing with that too. We supposed to get some snow here in Ohio on Thursday.
Oh wow.
Man, the weather here in Charlotte been acting kind of funny. There's still folks wearing shorts outside. So,
Oh man,
Yeah, David, I was up your way yesterday passing through the airport.
hey, I saw that all your
yeah.
little flight travels. I was like,
Yeah, if I had time, I would have fooled with you, but I didn't have time, man. But the weather is crazy all the way up in Massachusetts. It still felt like I was in Alabama.
see,
that's crazy. Well, hey, we like to welcome everybody in. Everybody, just make sure, as we always do, make sure that if you have not hit that subscribe button, make sure you do that. And then also everybody that's watching live and even going to watch this on replay, make sure you hit that like button, okay?
Definitely
And
hit
then
the like
also we'll put this up here just for a little bit. Across the bottom of the screen, we've got some updates for all of the current sports that are in action. Football has 2 outings left, heading up this Saturday to Itabena to take on Mississippi Valley State. And then you've also got some basketball action there. So, yeah, we got a lot of things going on. Make sure you keep yourself apprised of everything that's going on. Shout out to our women's basketball team for getting a win today.
yeah,
Over
congratulations, ladies.
Kansas City. Over Kansas City, the annual Education Day. Heard it was lit up in there, had them kids shouting and jumping around.
Those
Man, it
little
was
kids
crazy.
were turned. I wasn't even there, and I saw everybody commenting on social media. So I said, let me go into the Bulldog Access and see what's going on. And those kids were on their feet the entire time of the game. They had those towels in the air, spinning.
Hey,
I
and
was
imagine
like, come on
you
now.
said you weren't there. I was actually there, man. It was loud and the voice everybody was a soprano. That's how high the voices were.
They brought that big energy to the game.
They did.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And big shout out to them. And just keep apprised of everything that goes on. We'll show this ticker a little bit later. But for now, it gives me great pleasure. Well, it gives us great pleasure here on From the Hill Podcast to welcome in for the very first time to our show. He is a Bulldog alum and also American Idol winner. And you know him. Everybody knows him. And it's our pleasure to welcome in for the first time on From the Hill Podcast, none other than Mr. Ruben Studdard. Good evening, Ruben.
What up, Bulldogs? How y'all doing?
Man, we doing good. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, brothers. Doing quite well.
Good.
Yeah, man. It is so good to see you, and it's good to see that you're still out there doing some mighty big things, and we'll have a chance to talk a lot about that as we progress.
Okay.
But I want to start here.
Okay.
Mr. Start Here, Go Anywhere.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about just briefly, just talk about, Alabama A&M just going there on a football scholarship.
Right.
And then transforming over into music the way you did. So just kind of talk about A&M for the folks real quick, and then we'll get into what else Ruben's doing these days.
I mean, I have to start by saying that my whole family, for the most part, were Alabama A&M fans. I grew up, the man I'm named after, my uncle Ruben, graduated from Alabama A&M in the early 50s. This is my grandmother's oldest brother. My Aunt Pauline graduated from Alabama A&M University. This is my grandmother's youngest sister. My mother graduated from Alabama A&M, and I think 1976, I think it was. And I, I was born in 78, and I spent my whole life in and around things that involved Alabama A&M University. My Aunt Pauline was a part of the Alumni Association in Atlanta, Georgia. And so, even when I spent my summers in Atlanta, it was around people that went to A&M. A&M has just been a part of my life. I used to work the Magic City Classics when I was in middle and high school. I worked for the concessions. I worked, as a lot of high school athletes did. We kind of all worked walking up and down the stadiums for Alabama and Auburn games and Alabama A&M games, selling drinks and stuff. So I've been going to homecomings up and down. I remember going to games where Alabama A&M was playing at the baseball field. Going. My brother went to Clark, so I remember going, back and forth and watching A&M beat Clark. But and the funny thing is, I never intended to attend Alabama A&M University. Like, it was the last thing on my mind. It was my very last recruitment trip. Coach Towns, Coach Bronski Towns came to my house, and he sat down in my living room, and my mom, was like, well, you got to take a recruitment trip to my school. So I went on up there, and I decided and this was during, if y'all know anything about that Tuskegee Alabama A&M basketball game, that was the game they brought me up there on, and it was crazy. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm coming. So I signed my letter of intent at the game.
Wow. That
night. I did. I was like, yeah, I'm everywhere else I went, I'm coming here. So I came there as a freshman on the football team, and I had a very pleasurable experience, but I was super drawn to the music department, and I learned very quickly that, you can't really be a part of both efficiently. Oh, yeah. So, after my freshman year, I decided to choose a life of music, and that's, partly because of, Dr. Carney and Mr. Richard Tucker and all the wonderful staff they had there at Alabama A&M University. They just, poured so much into me. There was so much that I thought I knew, that I didn't know, and I was able to, learn and be nurtured by a community that actually cared about me being the absolute best. You know what I mean? Like, everybody there was, concerned about, us just being the best musicians we could be. And if you know anything about the music department, like, we produced some world-class musicians, and having the opportunity to be mentored by somebody like Dr. Henry Panion, who was, not only, had a huge impact on my life at the start of my professional career, but he was a mentor to me at the tail end of my time at Alabama A&M University. But he had also been the drum major at Alabama A&M, and subsequently, gone on to get his, doctorate from, other prestigious universities, and, done so many great things like orchestrations for Stevie Wonder, and just the list goes on with the things that he's done. And so, when people say start here, go anywhere, that really means there really is some truth behind that. So I'm just really thankful for the connections that I was able to make, there at Alabama A&M, and right there in Walker Wood, room 218. And it's, I think about the, how much fun we used to have in the old calf, and Miss Emma.
Yeah, Miss Emma. Yeah.
Miss Emma. If you don't know Miss Emma, you ain't a true Bulldog.
She was always so nice to me, man. Like, you know, and it's so funny because most people like, man, Miss Emma was mean, but she was always nice to me. And I never forget that, man. You know, Coach Towns, you know, I get a chance to see him whenever he comes to Birmingham and he does Grady Brown's football camp. So we all get a chance to kind of see each other and still have that connection from right there in Alabama. And I, you know, and I'm right now, I'm here in New York City. I'm promoting my new Christmas album, and one of my, you know, choir member friends, Dr. Franco Harris, is here. And we, you know, whenever I'm in town, he always makes sure that he, you know, sees about me. So, you know, the people that I've met and the connections that I have from A&M, they've lasted me a lifetime.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, Jay, take yourself off mute
you're
now.
on mute.
You know, we always got to tell her.
All right. So 21 years ago,
Yes, ma'am.
we all were blowing our phone lines up. I think it was a whole state and national effort. And we got to see you win American Idol. And you brought it home not only for Birmingham A&M, you really brought it home to us. So how does that feel knowing that you went through that? It's the 21st anniversary. How does all of that feel being an American Idol winner?
Sometimes it doesn't feel real, but I know it is. I definitely, that experience was one that I will never forget. It was a very long and tedious process. I mean, you guys only see the 3 months that we're on camera, but it's basically a year-long process. And it really helped shape and mold the career that I've had thus far. Like the people that I've been able to work with, and the amount of small successes that I've had because of the show have been magnified simply because, you know, I was on one of the biggest platforms that ever been created in the music business. I definitely am. I'm grateful to all the people in Alabama because, you know, what those people at Fox did let me know is that Alabama was one of their biggest voting states ever. And so because of that, like I get, and which is why I always rep my state so much, because I know that it took, you know, the efforts of people, voting and being and continuing to be steadfast on my behalf that gave me the opportunity to get that job. So I'm thankful.
Yeah, so thanks again for agreeing to come on the show. Really appreciate it. And I just want, no one can ever question that you're a Bulldog because you brought up Miss Emma. Only certain people know about Miss Emma.
Exactly.
I mean, you were in the trenches with the rest of us.
You already know what it is, man. Look, hey, on them days when Miss Emma was all we try to hit that spoon. You understand me? Yeah.
Right.
These kids got Burger King and everything.
They got Chick-fil-A and Starbucks, man.
Starbucks. They don't know nothing about them greasy spoon hamburgers.
Right. Don't. The grilled cheese either.
hot wings. What y'all talking about?
Hey, but I wanted to ask you about the Ruben Sings Luther tour. That's still going on. Tell us how's that going, and what cities have you hit, and what cities do you plan on hitting going forward?
Listen, man, there aren't very many cities that we have not done with that show, and that the success of that tour is basically goes to let you know that sometimes you just got, even when you grow, you got to listen to your mom, right? Because I always, you know, I used to say, I'm not going to go out here and sing no Luther Vandross music. I'm Ruben Studdard. Like, I could, you know, do my own tours, you know what I mean? And my mom was like, well, you know, people still love his music and they want to hear you sing it. And listen, the first run of that show, I think we did like 50 cities. And, you know, we've subsequently done like 4 or 5 runs of that show. Currently, I'm doing Home for the Holidays with me and Peebo Bryson and some other people. And then I'm doing another Christmas tour with Jim Brickman. So right now, I'm not doing Ruben Sings Luther. But whenever they call, we be ready to do it because it's like that. It definitely it shaped my touring enterprises in a very good. Even after the pandemic, when people weren't working as much, like we were still booked doing Ruben Sings Luther, so that's been a blessing.
And you mentioned it earlier, so I want to kind of go back to it. The holidays are around the corner. We got Thanksgiving that's happening next week, and Christmas will be shortly after that. November 1st, you just released your, to me, overdue Christmas album finally, and it's titled My Favorite Holiday, and which is also the lead single on your project. So talk to us a little bit about that project, how it came about, what made you finally decide to go ahead and release a Christmas project, and what you want the listeners to get from it.
My favorite holiday is it's an EP. It's not a full album, and I did that for a purpose because I want to release another 2 or 3 EPs over the next couple of years because I never had the opportunity or the time to release a holiday project. I was on the 2 or 3 American Idol holiday albums that they released. But I just started making my own albums, and I never really had. And the time that I was gonna release a Christmas album, it ended up turning into a gospel album. So I remember, thinking that I went into making that project, thinking, oh, I'm going to get to make my Christmas album. And Clive Davis was like, I think we should do a gospel album. Your fan base would probably gravitate. So that got put on the back burner. So. This year, I just decided, like, no matter what, I'm going to release a Christmas project, and it's cool because my son and is 4, and he's listening to music, and I really want this holiday where he can remember like singing some of his daddy's music,
dad songs, right?
Yeah, dad songs, right? So, and I look forward to my daughter is she's a baby, so she's about 7-8 months. So I'm just looking forward to the time when she'll be able to in the next couple of years sing my song. So I'm looking forward to that over this holiday season, and just getting the opportunity to be a part of, because there are a lot of things that go on during this season that sometimes you get left out of if you don't have a holiday project. So looking forward to be a part of all of the television celebrations and stuff like that go on this holiday season.
I just have to say I enjoyed the EP, but that Away in the Manger, it is jazzy.
Yeah,
like a Vegas vibe. I loved it.
Thank you. Like I was really trying to make that. It's one of my favorite, of course, Christmas hymns, and so I was trying to see how we could make it different. And luckily, to my music director and another one of our friends, Ernest Echoes, we all put our heads together and came up with an arrangement that just knocks your socks off.
So tell me this. So we've all seen American Idol. I don't even think it comes on anymore like it used to. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of artists that won American Idol that were popular in American Idol, mm-hmm. and we no longer hear from them anymore. You're still going. Fantasia's still going. What drives you guys? How are you still able to still be going from a show when reality it was a reality show before we knew what reality shows were? How have you been able to keep going for so long?
The grace of God. I mean, honestly, there isn't much difference between myself, Fantasia, and a lot of the people. Like I just, I walked in CBS studios today and walked past Kelly Clarkson's talk show. Like, so you have to understand that God is is doing some special things for a lot of us, and that doesn't mean that just because you haven't seen them doesn't mean that people aren't working in the music business. Mm-hmm. American Idol, what it does do is it gives you an opportunity to see that there are more jobs in music than just being on the microphone. So you have so many people that are working behind the scenes, that are even some people that finished pretty high on the show that are working with the newer contestants now. So I'm just blessed to have been on the show at the height of its popularity. The first 3 or 4 seasons were when the show was extremely popular, and I tell people, I'm happy that they're still giving young people an opportunity to have an outlet or the possibility to have the opportunity to live their dreams. Like, there aren't very many places where people can go and get like a full, real education on how the music business works very quickly, and American Idol is that place.
I'm glad that we got the opportunity to have you on, because I never thought that I'd be able to ask this. So this hit song back in the day, your song that it was playing everywhere on the Hill. This is my sorry for 2004. That was
I ain't gonna do it
anthem.
no more.
That turned into an anthem. So I want you to talk a little bit about that song, because even we were doing our promos, having you on, everybody was like, "Oh, this is my sorry for 2004. Oh, that was my song. When this happened, I was doing this." I was like, see, everybody knows that song. So talk to us about that song, how it came out and everything. And because it was a great song. And again, it was like one of the anthems on the Hill during that time.
I'm gonna tell you, man, like, I have to be perfectly honest. The first time I heard the record, I wasn't with it, just because because it had 2004 in it. So I was like, oh, it's dating itself, right? and my brother, who is oftentimes more astute about hit records than I am, because he was a DJ, was with me in LA when I recorded that song. He was like, man, I know you like all the rest of them songs you got, but this your hit right here. And I said, all right. And I took my brother's advice. Honestly, like, I went with, because it was between that song to be the first single and the song that ended up being the second single, which is Change Me. And my brother was like, nah, bro, that 2004 is the hit. And the rest is really history with that, man. Like, my brother picked that tune, man. Like, and I'm glad he did, because we still singing it. We'll probably be on our walkers singing, "This is my sorry for."
Yeah,
that was a great one.
Yeah,
that was a great.
That's awesome. Jen?
Yeah, so Masterpiece was on your latest R&B album, and it climbed the charts. So wonderful song, but I got to take it back. Make You Feel Beautiful. Okay. Let me tell you something. For those of us that grew up in the church, the gospel that you can hear all in that song, we sing it at home with my family, and we church it up. Right. But just out of all of your projects, because you have such an amazing library, which song would you say would be your most favorite to sing?
My most favorite to sing? It's probably gonna be Change Me out of the songs and the reason why is because I call him my big brother, but again, you say you're a church girl, so one of my singing idols is a dude named Eric Dawkins. He was in a group called Dawkins and
Dawkins, yes.
And so it's so funny how God works, because me and my roommate Quasi, shout out Quasi Jackson, we went to the Christian bookstore and bought the second Dawkins and Dawkins album that was called Focus, and they had this intro to this song called I'd Rather Be With You, and we made our answering machine message to that song. So like we wrote this whole song for our answering machine before they started singing, like just on their introduction music. And it just so happened the very first writer I worked with, the very first vocal producer I worked with when I got to LA was Eric Dawkins, because he ended up subsequently being a part of the Underdogs. The Underdogs are a huge production group. They produced Change Me, Sorry, all the big songs. How You Gonna Up and Leave Me Now, with like Tyrese, like Marcus Houston, like the list of songs go. But he was, I unknowingly was like learning his like production style by listening to their records. So that's why I sound so comfortable in the songs that he produced for me like vocally because I've been singing along with the songs on that record in Walkerwood.
It all ties back to the hill.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks
Y'all remember
ago,
that song? Need to know, need to know, need to know.
Uh-huh.
That's them. Gotta know. Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to some of our friends in the athletics department. I said, "Hey, we hadn't told everybody yet, but we got Ruben Studdard coming on." And they're like, "Okay, cool. Can you ask him, is he free on January 18th? Because we play Alabama State in basketball, and they want you to sing the national anthem." I said, "I'll ask him, and then I'll see what he says."
Hey man, just tell him I don't know if I'm free there, but if I am, I'll come through.
Okay, and then that's fair enough. I asked the question.
Right, you did your job.
I want to see the new gym anyway. So,
Right.
Man,
So
it's crazy.
That's
So I'll
what's
reach
up.
out to you. I'll reach out to the
who they playing though? Who they playing?
Alabama State. We play
Alabama
Alabama
State.
State.
That make all the difference.
Hey.
We got to shine on them.
Tell
Absolutely.
your people on this day, I don't care what I'm doing. I got to be on the hill on this day.
Hey, tell them get the private jet, put it on the runway, land.
My manager went to Morris Brown, and it's like every time I said, you always seem to have us booked on homecoming, but when it's time for Morris Brown to congregate back on their old stomping ground, we magically off on that.
Right.
All right, so a couple things before we get you out of here, Ruben. I do want to ask this one question from the group, and it's me, Brand. He has this really good question. What other Idol contestants do you keep up with, or do you keep in contact with?
Most of the people from my season, we were like family, and not really like we are family. Like we spent so much time together. We spent that whole year together. So we still, have a group chat with one another. We talk constantly. I literally just had dinner a week ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago with Corey Clark. Like we are like we're crew for real.
Awesome. And we're gonna play just a little bit of a song from your new holiday album, just so everybody gets a little feel. We'll play a little bit of it, and then you can just kind of talk about it, and then we'll take it on out from there.
Okay.
This is the season I've been waiting for all year. My friends and family all gonna be here. I finally get to take a break from my career. You know how we do it. Kids taking pictures with every Santa Claus. Mama's running, trying to get that baby doll. Last minute shopping as she's dashing through the mall. Cause Christmas is here. It's not another ordinary day, but it's the time I love we give away on this special day.
Hey, I love that harmony, man.
I love that.
Let's let this ride, man. Let it ride. Go ahead, T.
I can see the cognac in my hand now.
Hey, everybody that's listening to this in the comments, just put your comments about this song, y'all.
Yeah. When that intro came in, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be something.
Hey, look at that. A little Christmas music. Christmas season. Just showing
Hey,
you
I
all
agree,
of
Jermaine. Good riding. This is definitely some good riding music.
Hey, where can we find this music now, Ruben?
They don't sell no CDs no more. So everywhere you stream your music, that's where it's at, bro.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Make sure y'all go out and download that.
Make sure you download and stream it. I put it on my phone this morning, man. So make sure we do that.
Yes, and you don't have to wait to Christmas. Start streaming now.
Right now.
Look at this. Said,
Nick,
did y'all
what
expect
up, bro?
any?
What up, Nick? I know Nick.
Yep, expect
Nick know
any
everybody.
other music excellence from a symphonian.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, vibes. Love it. Download now. Yeah, everybody, you make sure you download it right now. And I'm gonna make sure I put this up one more time. Ruben Studdard, my favorite holiday. Get it, get it, get it. I'm gonna make sure I download it right when the show is over tonight, and I'm gonna make sure that I play it. You know, we're gonna get this thing prepared for the holiday season. So,
Yes, sir.
Ruben Studdard, man, this has just been a great time, and it's so wonderful to catch up. You started at the Hill same time I did. Shout out to Jumpstart 96.
My.
Felt like you got some stories.
Man. Yeah, we had to leave football practice to come to Jumpstart. Run up the hill, take a shower, and come to Jumpstart.
Hey, same thing with band practice.
Right.
Yeah, man. The people in the comments, man, they hitting this. They hitting it. They got you. They got you, man.
That's
Oh,
what's up.
yeah. Oh, what up, Krishan? I know you remember Krishan.
Yeah,
that's a
man.
girl, Krishan.
all the 96 homies on here.
That's what's up. So you're still gonna be on the tour, and you know, we know that you've got the tour, you got the album, all that good stuff. So everybody knows how to follow you, catch up with you. Biggest luck moving forward.
I'm on Instagram, Ruben. I think it's real Ruben Studdard. Facebook, Ruben Studdard. Twitter, Ruben. Everywhere except for Instagram is Ruben Studdard, but on Instagram is real Ruben Studdard.
Awesome. Well, hey, From the Hill podcast, we just had a great time here with Ruben Studdard, the great Ruben Studdard.
Y'all. Hope to see y'all at homecoming. You know what I'm saying? Next year we're gonna have a good time. I'm back in that thing, y'all.
Yeah, 150 is going up.
Yeah,
so
it's 150. You gotta be there. Oh yeah,
all in that thing, dog.
We might need to try to tell Dr. Williams to get you on the Black Tie Gala list.
Look, man, even if I just tell them I'll be there. Me and my mama gonna be there. We in that thing.
Good.
That's what's up. Well, Ruben, thanks for taking the time, man. And we'll definitely have to catch up with you again because our show ain't going nowhere, and neither are you.
God bless y'all, man. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. Man, that's the great Ruben Studdard, y'all.
Ruben Studdard, man.
Great.
Yeah.
In the house.
Hey, I can say I've spoken with an American Idol before. Everybody can't say that.
Listen, everybody can't say that. Everybody can't say that. Everybody can't say that. So this is what we're gonna do, y'all.
Next week we got Fantasia. I'm lying.
Hey, you know what, man? People are talking about us. Said you heard what about 96? You heard we was terrible. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yes, we heard 96 was terrible. Yes.
Tell him, OJ. Tell him, OJ. Us 96.
Look who you getting to back you
terrible.
up.
Right. He is not the person to back you up.
Of all people. Yes.
In 96, I was 12 years old, by the way. So it wasn't my time to shine then.
Right.
Hey, well, I tell y'all what we're gonna do now. We're gonna go ahead on and we're gonna get it cracking. It is time to do the week 13 picks, everybody. So everybody that's with us, feel free to hang in there with us and put your picks in the comments because we got some games. Got a few games here. Now, we're going to lead off here with what I call the Basura Bowl. Now, if anybody knows Spanish, look up what Basura means. Okay, I'll tell you, that's the trash bowl. All right, now, this game right here should be plenty of seats available. Plenty of great rows available. Okay. Now, Texas Southern coming on in here looking to get their lick back because this game last year, they led 34-7 there in Houston. And Pine Bluff came roaring back to beat them 35-34. Jay the Great, who you got?
I don't want to pick. All right. So, but no, all seriousness, I do not know how to pick this game. Y'all be sweet in the comments. Y'all are awful.
Very awful. She just called it the mediocre bowl. Like,
wow.
Alicia, be nice.
I really can't call it. Let's go with the home team, Prime Bluff. Good grief.
Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Power Bluff too.
See?
Yeah, before I do my pick, y'all, I thought I was gonna skip over. We've done this show for 3 seasons now. Jay has never put on makeup, but when Ruben Studdard came on the show, she decided to put on makeup. You thought I was gonna let that slide, but I wasn't.
Well, first of all, I do actually. I just
well, you did a little bit. You did a little bit more today. You did a little bit more today.
T just needed a little bit extra time because he don't know who he want to pick.
Facts. I'm over here flipping the coin.
What we not gonna do?
Look at she got on the extra shine today for Mr. Birmingham. But I'm gonna go with the home team just because they're at home. If Texas Southern would have been at home, I would have picked Texas Southern. That's just how it is in this game.
She said,
hey, Nick, man, you cracking me up, boy. It says sweet seats for $14.99. Hey, that includes a fish. That includes a fish plate and a 2-liter of Starry
and a shot of vodka.
There you go. I'm going Texas Southern here. They won last week. UAPB has been on a stinker roll. They've lost 3 straight by big numbers. It's closer, but Texas Southern's going to win this game to me. All right. Talk about some mess, boy. Man, Alabama State, man, they fought so hard in that game last week.
Yeah, they did.
If y'all didn't watch that game, that was a 60-minute dog fight. Now, all that stuff that happened after the game, all of us in this chat here, we all knew it was going to happen. Man, everybody around knew it was going to happen too because it was building.
David and Wayne called it before the game started. Like,
before the game even started, right? I just felt it. I was like, man,
it's
going to be a fight. I just feel it. It's going to happen. I didn't want it to happen, but for some reason, I just felt it was going to happen.
I don't even gamble, but if I had a parlay, I would put them fighting at the end of the game on that parlay with a 1 bid.
We all should have.
Yeah. So Prairie View, they come in that game. They played against Alcorn. Nobody saw it, and you didn't miss nothing because even my boy Unc Elvin Crisp even said from Alcorn, he said we won, but that was an ugly game. Okay, T, you started here. Who you got?
Man, I'm gonna go with Alabama State, man. I think Alabama State's gonna bounce back and win this week.
Dave?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alabama State also. That defense is just
I'm going with Gump Tech.
Yeah, I like Alabama State to bounce back here. I think that if they're gonna do it, man, get some offense. You gotta throw more. You gotta throw for more than 4 yards, man. They only threw for 4 yards against Jackson State.
That was crazy.
But yeah, crazy. Give me the Hornets. Give me the Hornets at home. All right. Hey, the Florida Classic down there in Orlando, Camping World Stadium. FAMU took that loss to Valley. Shout out to Valley. Bethune-Cookman didn't look any better against Texas Southern. Something's got to give here. T, who you got?
Man, I'm going to go with Bethune-Cookman. I think Bethune-Cookman is going to win. FAMU, I think they've given up. They got a player that said he ain't playing the rest of the year. Last week, I think deflated them. Bethune-Cookman has seen some bright side of playing, so I think they're going to play hard at home and win this game, but not by much.
All right, Dave.
I'm going with FAM, and not because of this reason, but FAMU made some changes to their staff. Their co-offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach will now be calling these last 2 games. So this game and the game that we have with them on November 29th. But that's not the reason why I'm going for FAM. I just don't think Bethune-Cookman can beat FAM.
Yeah, Jen.
I really think last week kind of just took the wind out of FAMU sails. So I'm going to have to go with Bethune-Cookman. I think they smell blood in the water personally.
You know what? Honestly, it's bad. I mean, FAMU, they didn't look bad. I watched almost the whole game. They fumbled 3 times in the red zone and they missed a field goal. They had plenty of opportunities to win that game, and they were coming back. I'm going FAMU, man, because Bethune-Cookman, I can't, man. I think that FAMU, they're gonna have some pride and they're gonna bounce back, man. They're gonna get this one. FAMU's gonna win this one, and I think they're gonna win by at least a couple scores too. It's got a lot to do with Bethune-Cookman, though. All right, seriously. All right,
and not them.
Right. The Soul Bowl going down there in Lorman. Now, this is a lick back game for Jackson State because remember, Alcorn went to Jackson last year and picked them off. All right, Jen, who you got?
As much as I want to pick Alcorn because it's home and Alcorn does not play about defending the reservation, I think Jackson State is going to win. I just do not see anybody in the SWAC stopping them. Even though this is a rivalry game, I'm gonna have to go with JSU.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going with JSU also.
T.
I'll say JSU, but I think they're gonna have to be awakened in the second half because they have no reason to play now. They'll finish with a winning record. They're going to the SWAC championship, so they don't really have to put that much effort in all four. But I think they'll win. But I think they'll have to make some changes in the second half.
Well, I think Jackson State wins this game primarily for a couple reasons. One, finishing 8-0 means a lot. And then also, these guys have a bye week before the SWAC championship, whereas their opponent is on a bye week this week. So I think because Jackson State knows they have next week off, and because this is their heated rival and they want to finish 8-0 in the conference, give me Jackson State in a close one. All right, now here's our game. Oh boy, early kick in this one on the Griot. Pay attention. It's on the Griot if you want to find it. You got to look it up on your cable network. I found it on Sling TV because I have YouTube TV. So I found it on Sling for free. All right. So that's where the Griot is. All right, Jen. I know you're picking A&M, but what do you want to see us do to win this game?
Just a continuation of what we did this game. That consistent quarterback play. Defense doing what they need to do, stepping up in big plays. That interception at the end of the game was just awesome. So I expect to see the same. Now Valley does have some win in their sales after that big win at FAMU, but I think Bulldogs. I think we have what it takes to pull it out in the end.
All right, Dave, then T.
Yeah, I think we'll come out on top of this game also, but I think we need to bring pressure to Valley's quarterback because he can throw the ball, and we need to make sure that we cover. I forgot the kid's name. I think his number was
Nathan
number
Rimbert.
7. Yeah, need to make sure we cover that guy.
Yeah. All right, T.
So again, who I'm picking, but here's what we got to do. The last time we went to Valley 2 years ago, we did lose. So it is possible to lose in a bit of Mississippi. We don't need that to happen. We have an opportunity here to to be 6-5, which then gives us an opportunity to be 7-5. So we need to, again, kind of what Jennifer said, consistent quarterback play, which we saw last week with a consistent quarterback. And the running game. So if we do those things, I think we'll be well.
Awesome. Now, if you guys will allow me, I know Dave, you didn't have a chance to get in the other ones. I do have them. Let me pull that down. I do have the other 3. All right. So because we don't have a show next week, here's the Turkey Day Classic. And if you look at Tuskegee won all 5 of their games in the SIAC. All right, this is the 100th edition. All right, I'm just gonna ask it random, y'all. Does anybody see Tuskegee having a shot in this game?
Not at all.
No, not at all.
All right.
No wins. Not even banned. Nothing.
No, at all.
I think it's gonna be somewhere around that. It could be about that 41-3 from last year. It was 41-3 last year. Okay, then you got our game that takes place on Black Friday. Okay, now note the kick time. It'll be 4 Eastern, 3 Central, ESPN Plus. All right, now I was at that game last year with y'all when we were jumped on them boys. Now, I will say this first. This is their senior day. And we got to have a lot of pride to make that Valley win not look like a fluke.
Right.
What do y'all say? What y'all say about it?
So we got to go. Of course, you know, the players are the players. They got to focus on this week's first. So we do. If we focus on this week and do what we need to do, I think we'll win. But then when we come out of that week, we have a chance to spoil. We have a chance to have a 75 record, which how we started and how we were playing. There's no way anybody thought that was even possible. And you know, and you guys know I'm telling the truth. So if we could go 75, we'll beat a FAMU who cares with their situation. And I think we'll be okay, but we got to focus on this week first. And we need to hopefully they're bruised and battered and just want to get off the field, and then we'll be good.
You better hope they want to just get the hell out of there.
And even with it being senior day, I don't know on both FAMU side and our side how many people are going to be at this game. Also, it being Black Friday, you know, people like to do their shopping and be with their families. But if there are any Bulldogs in that area, please show up to this game and support the Bulldogs. You know, they probably already have it in their mind because it's so far away that we're not going to have any fans out there. But if we do have fans in the area that can make the trip to Tallahassee to support our Bulldogs, definitely go out there. It would mean a lot to them.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, now we can definitely pick this one. Bayou Classic. And this is the 50, Edwin Moore, help us out, 51st or 52nd edition. I think it's the 51st edition. All right, so both teams are on a bye week. And you see where the game is played, Caesar Superdome. Should be going up. And you know about that Superdome, man, they done spent so much money renovating that sucker.
Right.
They done spent like darn near billions of dollars. They could have built 3 Superdomes.
Right. Right.
Okay, thank you, Edwin. 51st edition. 51st edition. Okay. All right, T, you get the first swing here, man. What do you say?
All right. So I just want to let this slide that we beat Gremlin 3 years in a row. They can't lose in the hole. I'll never forget that. But so I do not think that Gremlin will win this game. I think Southern all on top of Gremlin this year. Hopefully, and I'll be keeping up with that on my phone because I will be watching another game at the time.
Yeah. This game starts an hour and a half before the game you're thinking about.
Right. And it starts 2 hours after Ohio State and Michigan. So that's tough.
Hey, Dave, who you got, man?
I'm going to roll with SU. I just don't think Grambling can finish out the season. So I'm going to roll with SU.
Look at Jen leaning back in the chair. I already know what that means. You don't know who you picking.
I'm going to pick Southern going to beat the stripes off of Grambling.
They're going to beat the G off the helmet. They're going to take the G off the helmet like what's his name? What's the coach that took the G's off the helmet?
Yeah.
I think so too, man.
Hey, man, you know, the way Grambling looked last week, man, them boys, first of all, Miles Crawley, he ain't had no business playing that game. Don't y'all agree?
He didn't. He did
that
not.
Boy didn't look good at all. He had no mobility. right?
Right.
Southern
And
had
it was
won.
funny because when you say that, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I
Go ahead.
listened to the coach's call, and the coach said, well, not this one that just happened, but the one prior, and he mentioned that if Miles Crowley wasn't if he wasn't mobile, that he wasn't going to play and he was going to pull him, and that clearly didn't happen. So that was tough. He shouldn't have been playing, to your point.
Yeah. So for me, the bye week for both teams is much needed. Southern last week was their best performance in a minute. They had been having some close calls to escape, and they hammered UAPB. And also shout out to big boy Willie Miles getting on big man balling yesterday
He was
on
gone.
NFL Live for that big man touchdown. That was
He was
pretty
gone.
awesome. That's pretty awesome. So Southern, I know some people are wondering, like, what are they going to give? Because, they got to play the very next week in the SWAC championship game. This is their rival. And I think what better way to get yourself prepared for the next week than to beat your rival again. And I think that Southern will definitely do that by at least 2 scores, because I'm just not convinced that Grambling, even though they're going to show up and definitely want to play, I just don't think that they're good enough yet. They got a ways to go. So that's what's up. And Ron Hunt, man, that's funny. Superdome is renovated, but seats are tough to sit in for tall people.
Superdome got them airplane. They got those airplane seats.
I've never been there. My Browns just got their butts waxed up in there. So
They did.
Yeah, they did. They did. They did.
Hey, real quick before just a quick update. The men are getting beat pretty bad right now. The men basketball team. It's 84-45 with 4 minutes left in the second. Hey, but go Bulldogs anyhow.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always go Bulldogs over here.
But hey, I know y'all probably seen it come across the bottom. But next week, we have the Bulldog Bash. Begins on Friday, November 22nd. We host the South Carolina State Bulldogs at 7 p.m. On Saturday, we host Coastal Carolina. And on Monday, which is not part of the Bulldog Bash, we host IU Indy. And so that's what's coming up. We got a game Friday, Saturday, and Monday coming up this week.
That's what's up. And like I said, women, they got a win today. That was awesome. Yep. Awesome for them. They'll be back in action. They're actually headed to San Diego for a holiday. Yeah, for the holiday tournament there in San Diego. So big shout out to them. Also, we'll get this presented before everybody. They came out today with the themes for
Wayne,
all of the basketball games.
Real quick, Wayne. Before San Diego, we actually play a UAH on Friday.
Yeah. And I have it right
over there
on Friday.
Spragging. Yeah, it's a UAH, not the event center, because we have the men with the Bulldog Bash. The women play at UAH. So go over there, drive over there to UAH, watch them play, then drive over to the EC to see the men play.
That's right.
Friday.
I gotta watch that. I had it up there. 5:30 p.m. Friday. It'll also be on Flow Sports Network for those that are not local and would like to see it. All right. So football headed to the Valley. Shout out to Valley, but we got to get y'all this week. All right. So great show tonight. Everything was cool. Really enjoyed having on the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ruben Studdard. Make sure that you get that download of the holiday album and also connect with him, because we had a great time. So we will be back 2 weeks from tonight. That will be December the 2nd. So I just want to say to my podcast crew, this has been an awesome fall thus far. We've had a lot of fun. I hope everybody has a great time on their Thanksgiving break. Catch up with some family, eat some good food, and then get you some exercise the day after and the day after, because we probably gonna need it.
Go that morning, because the gyms are open in the morning. make sure you go that morning.
That's
And don't
what's
y'all
up.
go over there. Don't y'all go over to them folks' house with nothing in your hands. At least bring some sodas. Don't go over nobody's house empty-handed.
At least bring some yak or something.
Don't come with your own Tupperware, your own aluminum foil, your plastic bags that's under the sink.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I, we will be going to we're going to a Brazilian steakhouse for Thanksgiving dinner. So we're gonna enjoy that. And my parents are actually gonna be here this weekend, so we're gonna spend some time with them because they're headed to Alabama for the holiday. So but I just want to say again to everybody, enjoy your holiday. Enjoy all of this great stuff, man. This was some fun times, fun show tonight. T. Gooden, thanks for all you do, brother, because you set this up. This is you. Let me give you your flowers because you set this up, man. So
Hey, no doubt.
appreciate that.
No, it's all team effort. I'm sorry, I'm get kind of that water. Excuse me, but yeah, all team effort, man. All of us do this together, so but appreciate it, man. But you know, we always do all this together.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Corey. Shout out to DT.
Did David just up and walk off on us?
His computer just it just died on him. I saw the
Okay.
plug. He was holding it. He was trying to hurry up and plug it in, and he didn't make it in time. So, but yeah, Brazilian steakhouse. Yeah, man. Ain't no turkey and ham. We do it non-traditional, man.
Right.
And it's the
Sometimes you gotta
buffet
do that.
style too, where they cutting the styles of the meat, the little thin slices. Yeah, we doing
yeah.
that. So anyhow, God bless y'all, everybody. Jay the Great, T. Gooden, Wild Wayne, enjoyed it once again. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time. Good night.